The morning show here on Arise News. Integrative medicine is a combination of conventional and alternative approaches in providing healthcare with the active involvement of the individual in the process. Integrative medicine deals with the root causes of ill health. It addresses the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical imbalance of the individual. Well, joining us to discuss how integrative medicine can provide a work-life balance is Dr. IFEYINWA. You are welcome to the morning show. Thank you for joining us. I have to say that when you hear and you read the descriptions of integrative medicine and find out that we're talking to an actual medical doctor, you'd like to think that perhaps the two views don't align. What motivated you as a medical doctor to go into integrative medicine?
Good morning, Nigerians. It's really my pleasure to be on the Arise News today. I give God the glory for this opportunity, and I thank this day management for giving me this opportunity. I graduated from University College Hospital Ibadan in 1979. When I left medical school, my interest was in actually taking care of children because I had a very good gift of taking care of sick children. Once I touched them, miraculously, they would recover. And so that was my passion at that time. But along my path in life, while dealing with the rigors of daily living, being a mother, being a professional woman, generally taking care of things, I did not find time to proactively manage my health, and my health began to deteriorate. I had severe depression, I had panic attacks, I had indigestion, and I was always very anxious. And I started looking for help from my conventional colleagues. And everywhere I went, it was always prescriptive drugs and always telling me there's really nothing wrong with you. I continued like that for about 6 years. And then I started asking questions. I said to one of my colleagues, please, can you tell me the root cause of what is happening to me? Because I believe that if we find the root cause, we can deal with it. And incidentally, I didn't get any answers. And so I went to Germany. From Germany, I went to UK and I consulted a UK-based holistic practitioner. That man was a conventional medical doctor. He was also practicing holistic medicine. And by the time he looked at me, he said, wow, Dr. Ife, you have a lot of poisons in your body. I started shivering, thinking somebody had actually given me poison externally. And he said to me, no, the poison is coming from the way you ate your food. Nigerians, at that time, I was eating mostly acidic foods, cooked starches, cooked protein, and cooked fat. I never drank vegetable or fruit juices. I wasn't even a fan of water. My water was usually coffee, Coke, and all those kinds of drinks. And let me also tell you something else. At that time, I was so negatively programmed. Everything in my life was worry, worry, worry. I worried about, did we have enough money in our bank account? Were my children going to do well in school? And so I worried myself to what is called an acidic blood.
All right.
In an acid. Okay, so that's it.
You're packing too many things together. In fact, you've almost dealt on almost all the topics. So let's begin to break it down one by one.
Okay.
When we don't eat water, when I read that, I couldn't imagine. I don't eat water. You should drink water. So you get to explain what it means to eat water. But then you said, when we don't eat water, our blood is filled with acid, which does not allow food to be oxidized for energy. What are you invariably saying?
Okay, what I'm saying is that I never really said eat water. I don't think I said that. If I said that, that's probably a mistake.
All right.
I meant if you don't drink water. Let me tell you something. The reason, I really wanted to let you know how I came into conventional medicine.
All right.
So let me just quickly round that up. And then he said to me, go back to Nigeria. You're not really sick. Your lifestyle is making you sick. Go back to Nigeria, change your diet, eat more water-rich foods like vegetable juices and fruit juices. Start reprogramming your mindset. Start thinking differently from the way you are thinking. I came back to Nigeria and I started doing that kind of lifestyle. And let me tell you something else. That is why today I tell everyone at 67 years of age, my energy, my creativity and passion is much better than when I was 30, 35. And so let me come back to your question. Yes, our daily intake of overcooked food, every day, morning for breakfast, for lunch, for supper, our inability to drink what I call energy water. You know that most of the water they sell for us in the marketplace is usually bottled water, and they are mostly acidic. That water is not even doing anything for us. It's not really getting into the cells. Thirdly, the electromagnetic waves in the environment, our mobile phones, our laptops, our Wi-Fi, it's causing serious havoc. I'll tell you an experience later on in this program. So basically, we need to look at the way we eat. The Nigerian diet is not bad, but we must include water-rich foods to our diet on a regular basis. Juice your vegetables. You have things like greens, all kinds of green vegetables are in this environment. People should learn to juice it and drink on a daily basis so that their blood can go from acidic to alkaline. Because in an acidic environment, you do not necessarily have disease. In an alkaline environment, you do not have disease. It's in an acidic environment that all kinds of things begin to happen in the body: inflammation, free radicals, toxins, and then disease starts.
I do think there's a lot of unlearning and unthinking and relearning and rethink that needs to be done when it comes to understanding how the foods that we eat contribute to our good or poor health. With Nigerian food, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, I did think, apart from your starches, of course, I did think a lot of our soup-based meals are healthy. The likes of ewedu or efo or any type of okra, any type of green. I'd like to think that we grew up thinking that that was a healthy alternative for our meals. So if you're talking about trying to avoid chronic diseases with our diet, would you associate the cause of those chronic diseases? Would you say it's because of the Nigerian diet that, Nigerians may be more inclined to be diagnosed with a chronic illness?
Well, I would say that the Nigerian diet, because we eat mostly foods that are freshly made. We don't use a lot of tin food. We don't put our foods in the ovens or in the microwave mostly. We don't have that habit in Nigeria. So the Nigerian diet is not bad. What is bad is excessive eating. Mm-hmm. A woman is making food for her husband and she puts loads and loads of beef or chicken or fish. I think we should all eat in moderation. And then, like I always say, we must be able to add water-rich foods. And then we must make sure we drink energy water. The Nigerian diet is not bad. I eat a pounded yam regularly because my body likes it. But what I do mostly is to make sure that I add water-rich foods to my cook is always juicing for us. I bought a very, very good juicer that actually keeps the vegetable and fruit juices very, very vibrant. Leaves the vitality, the nutrients in it very vital, and I drink it. It actually energizes me. So I think Nigerians should cultivate the habit of actually juicing their vegetables and fruits and drinking on a daily basis. It will improve the diet, and then also drink a lot of water.
All right, let's backtrack a bit. You seem to be a woman of many parts. You're into integrative medicine, cell revitalization, stress, personal development. I think your first love, it could be said, is integrative medicine. If I'm wrong, you correct me. But then, when we say integrative medicine, what exactly are we talking about? Break it down in the language that the layman can understand it.
By the way, I don't even know the names of the people interviewing me. What's your name?
I am Ndi Amugo.
What's your name? Please.
Good morning, Dr. Ife. My name is Adefemi. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Adefola. Yes, thank you so much. That's a very, very important question for me, because I believe that integrative medicine and other modalities of healthcare are very, very vital components should be a vital component of our conventional medical system. Let me start by saying that I appreciate my conventional medical colleagues that are doing a fantastic job. Integrative medicine is actually a collaboration between conventional medical doctors and other natural healthcare modalities. When I hear people say, oh, go to integrative medicine alone, I do not support that. What integrative medicine is actually a combination, a collaboration between the two different fields. But in integrative medicine, we also focus on the illness in the context of the individual's total social existence. We're not just looking at the signs and symptoms of the illness. We're looking at the illness in respect to the individual total social existence. And I mean the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical side of the person. Your work habits, your mental and emotional self, your spiritual life, your total lifestyle. How does it affect your health? That is what integrative medicine actually teaches. Secondly, integrative medicine looks at the root cause of illnesses. They do not focus on the signs and symptoms of illness. I'm not saying they don't regard the signs and symptoms, but they look for the reason, the underlying reason behind the illness. And they try to tell the client what to do to uproot it so that wellness can be achieved.
All right.
Let me tell you something.
Doctor,
yes. Okay.
We'll keep fine. We'll keep you on pause. We're going to get back to you. You will continue along those lines, and then add to it. Well, this is cool, because I'm trying to think in my head. All right. We'll be back in a bit. Stay with us. All right. We're still discussing with Dr. NWAKWESI, Carney, an integrative medicine specialist. Doctor, glad to know that you're still there. Now I press the pause, so I've let you to go ahead and then add to it, because I was just thinking in my head when you were talking about what integrative medicine is. I don't know, what do you call it? Normal, for lack of words, normal medicine, the normal way medicine is done. It has a school.
Conventional.
Conventional, yeah, that's the word I wanted to get. You go to school, and then you come out 7 years. You do housemanship and all that. So does integrative medicine have a school? If it doesn't have, are you building towards it? So finish your line of thought, and then you can add this to it.
Okay, thank you so much. You asked a very vital question. Can I tell you that during my program in the medical school, most of what we were taught in the medical school is geared towards disease care. I never had any lesson about stress. In the medical school, they actually taught us about the solute part of the body. But I'm finding out as an integrative healthcare practitioner that the solvent, the water part of the body, is so critical. Now, let me tell you a few things here. A lot of people who go to the medical doctors either for their yearly annual checks or a doctor's visit. When they go there, the doctors are structured. Conventional medical colleagues like me are structured to find a disease in the body. But ladies and gentlemen, years before a disease sets in, there are usually multiple organ dysfunctions showing as different signs. It could be an ache, it could be headache, it could be lack of sleep, it could be so many other things, showing that something is beginning to happen in the body. What we integrative medical doctors do is that we try to pick up those early organ dysfunctions and advise the client what he or she needs to do to reverse it so that the crisis of illness is even prevented. Our medical colleagues are doing an amazing job because they are needed very much in the healthcare system. But what I'm proposing right now to government, I've actually set up what I call the Institute of Integrative and Functional Medicine. We're going to talk to government to make sure that integrative and functional medicine or naturopathy and other healthcare systems are included in our healthcare paradigm. So that our conventional medical doctors can have knowledge on both fields. So when a client appears, when a patient appears to you, you look at it and evaluate what that patient really needs. If it's conventional medicine he or she needs, you give it to him. If it's a combination of conventional and alternative, like from integrative medicine, naturopathy, kinesiology, chiropractic, so many other modalities, you use it. Sometimes even lifestyle alone. Lifestyle changes and diet modification can do the trick. And of course, let me say something. Spiritually energizing yourself is very critical for being healthy. That's what I can say, because I am a Christian. I practice it every day, and my body turns around when I pray.
I suppose this is a good part for us to segue into talking about your Phenomenal Woman initiative. If you could tell us more about that. I think ultimately when we look at healthcare, the practitioners of healthcare and also the recipients of it, often across the world, it does seem to be women who are left behind, who are shut out of access to quality healthcare for a range of different reasons. If we first focus on that and then also go on to talk about your Phenomenal Woman initiative, tell us what the story is behind that and what plans you have for its future.
Okay, I've been passionate about helping Nigerians to achieve vibrant health, have increased energy, and be living their best life. Because I look at my history, my story. This is a woman that used to lie in bed from morning till night for 2 years. I would lie in bed from morning till night. Trying to get out of bed was a big problem for me. I'll try to get out of bed, no energy. I'll lie back in bed. And so the lifestyle that I lived that has brought me to this 67-year-old phenomenally looking woman. Or don't you think I look good?
You do.
Well, yeah.
Fantastic.
You know, when you said 67-year-old and I had the energy of 35, I felt, isn't that being over-exaggerated?
Yes, yes. And so my passion in life right now started a few years back, and I started asking myself, how can I reach more people? And of course, I have a very good friend. I must mention her name, Hajia Lami Tomaka. She's my phenomenal bestow because she has such an energizing spirit. Anytime I'm down, I call her, and we say to ourselves together, we are phenomenal, healthy, happy, strong women. And so I started talking with her, and we decided to jointly put together the Phenomenal Woman community. These are women. Women are joining. They have decided and committed to live their best lives. They have decided to work on becoming the best versions of themselves. So we are teaching them the TPW lifestyle to spiritually energize yourself, reprogram your mindset and stop focusing on your negatives, focus more on the grateful things God has done in your life, and then take care of your body so that your body can be there for you and take you to a very ripe old age in happiness, in energy, in passion, and so we can actually build phenomenal families, phenomenal society, and phenomenal Nigeria. And we can then join hands to contribute to the less privileged in our society through the TPW initiative.
That is fantastic. You, in your answer there, and also early on in our conversation, you described yourself as a Christian and also as a scientific professional, as a medical doctor. I wonder how your relationship with medicine and with religion may sometimes clash. Are there instances in your life as a student, as a doctor, where you felt as though science supersedes religion or religion supersedes science? Because ultimately sometimes people could criticize religion for it not being logical. So if you've been trained in medicine, you are trained first and foremost to be a logical thinker. C happens because A and B, whatever. But if you're looking at religion, it doesn't always follow a very regimented system in that way. So how do you tally the both, where you can be, on one hand, be a believer, be devout, but also believe in the workings of man and of science?
Well, I don't even like getting into details of such argument. What I talk about is my experience. I don't like getting into religion because everybody has their belief. But personally, my life has absolutely no meaning without God and without connecting to the source of life. That's where I can teach people everything about living healthy. I can take as many nutritional products as I like. I can drink energy water. I can eat my healthy meals. I can do everything. But if I don't start my day with spiritually energizing myself, reading my Bible because I'm a Christian, and bringing the Holy Spirit into my life, I am totally not able to do anything. That is for me. What I'm telling the pastors and preachers is we need to be preaching balanced living.
All right.
A lot of us...
We don't have all the time in the world, so I want to get in this. We can't finish this without doing this. The CANI, how is CANI? Of course, CANI is an acronym, which you're going to explain. How is CANI going to help fight the scourge of drug addiction and the Get Rich Quick program? And then you can add to it the HLS. Incidentally, you have just about 50 seconds.
Fantastic. Kunai actually is a Japanese word that stands for constant and never-ending improvement. In life, the only gift you can give to yourself is to constantly improve the caliber of who you are. In Japan, they talk about kunai of their relationships, kunai of their marriages, kunai of everything, so that you do not stay in the same way you used to be. Thinking the same pattern all the time and expecting a different result is actually described as a form of insanity. So our get-rich-quick syndrome is actually a feeling of inner dissatisfaction. There is a bit of frustration in that inner being and is looking for a quick fix to satisfy that being. You need to begin to spiritually energize yourself, reprogram your mindset so you can think empowering thoughts. We just think anything that comes to our lives. We do not stand guard at the door of our mind and sanitize the thoughts that we think. And so we begin to behave in all kinds of ways. So for people that are drug addicts, I can sit with them and we can talk them through reprogramming of their mindsets.
Dr. NWAKWESI, it hurts to interrupt you here. We have enjoyed this conversation, but it is time for us to go and end this conversation. So thank you for joining us.